Right. Okay, so we're recording. Okay, so you can go back over it. That's the kind of point. So you can listen to it again. You have to remember everything. Okay. I did this with everyone else. I said, right, okay, how are you going to be assessed? Okay, where your marks going to come from? And this goes back to that post on previous students' work. And it's summarised the 4 areas where you get marks. Okay. How you use the camera and what you've done in Photoshop, your mise en scène, and how they communicate meaning, your words, so the article you've just written, and then finally DTP. I'll focus mostly on this because there's not a lot you can do about these two anymore. Photos are taken. That's all sorts out. It's these two where you can kind of pick up most of the marks. All right. So let's have a look at the front cover. So I think within this, I like this font that you've chosen. Do you know what it's called?
No, it was quite a plain one. I just stretched the letters and then
Good.
put them a bit closer together.
Because I like that height in the font. I kind of understand. Okay, first thing is you can't have it here as well. Okay, the masthead font has got to be on its own. It can't be repeated anywhere else on the page. So I think, and that's the same font, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so you've got to, for a lot of you, and you've got to change it. And you've got to find something different for that there. I like this because it's like elegant, and you've even made the letters even thinner there, and it's quite elegant and stuff like that. But I don't think that would work for the masthead because I think the masthead has got to be a bit, bolder and stronger. This is glam. I think you might think about changing it a little bit. Okay, doing something else, adding something to it. Whether it's within a text box with some sort of patterned background, or whether you start doing little things with the letters, maybe you just start putting little kind of lines and letters just to kind of break it up a little bit. Because this is a serif font, which you're right, it's got that elegance and style to it, but it's not very young. And I think your target audience is probably quite young. And so I think something a little bit unconventional. Like, I like the font and I like what you've done with it, but I think break it up a little bit. I also think your colours they would work, but I think because on the background, you've got a pale pink, kind of gradient by the looks of things. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think you can't go for pink lettering.
Yeah.
Or you change the background, make the background nice and clean or white. Okay. And then have this over the top. Okay, and I think that would make it a bit stronger. I also think you've only used 2 colours in the font. You've got this kind of mid pink here and here, and then it's just black. I think also you've got all of these are serif fonts.
Yeah.
I think you need more variety in those, and I would go for something which is sans serif. I'm glad you're going for all caps. I think that's the right decision. Okay, but I think you need to go for a serif font, and you can do 2, and you can also do something with the colours as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think you're missing a trick, because I know you're trying to pick up the pink possibly of this.
Yeah.
And I think that might work here, but I think here you could go for something much stronger, a nice bold red or a yellow or a blue or something, which has given you a bit more impact. The plug, and I think would normally go at the top, or the bottom. And to be honest, my feelings are a bit is you should do that at the top and bottom. I think I like that. I really like the image of Lottie, and her eyes look amazing. I'd push that a little bit bigger. I'd make her a bit bigger, and I'd kind of make this into a medium close-up. I'd cut it here.
Okay.
And then below her, I'd have a block of, a text box with other articles in it.
Okay.
And maybe some other photos in it, some other, whether it's about other stars or something like that, or. But I think you should have that at the bottom there, and that gives you options. So the plug I'd put at the top, and at the bottom I'd put in a bar. Like I said, I'd make Lottie a bit bigger in the frame, and then I'd put a bar across, and I'd put this idea that there are other stories in it.
Yeah.
I think you should look. I mean, I know you're going for glam fashion as well as music, So I would look at things like Cosmo and Q and NME and those sorts of magazines for ideas for layout.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I really like what you're doing with these leading lines. I think that's a really good idea. But again, and I know you're picking up the blue of a leotard now, and you're picking up that, but I think you should go for a variety.
Okay.
Actually, that's a lovely shot.
Yeah.
I kind of like this because she's got the mic in one hand, she's got the attitude, she's looking down, and you've got her eyes. And remember what they said about eyes. Take her somewhere. So I'd be inclined to make her much bigger and put her looking that way, and we can see some of these contents, contents or something like that. Remember, a magazine will have 100 pages in it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
That doesn't mean you have to have more than 6 articles, but you need to say, right, this is on page 18, this is on page 22, this is on page 34. You know, and just to give that sense that there's other stuff. There also might be regular features in as well. Sometimes they have the regular, like something from the editor, or they might have reviews, or they might have gigs. You know, they would have regulars. So it's good. You don't need any more stories, but I do think you might need a few more. You know, look at the examples I sent. Remember, I sent you complete magazines. Complete magazines. I sent you this link the other day because we were looking through them. So let's go for Q, which is kind of similar to yours. It's going to take a little bit of time to load up. Okay, so here's our contents page for Q. Okay, but look, 1, 2, 3, and their color scheme is great.
Yeah,
it is really strong, black, white, and red. Really strong, bold color scheme, and they stick to it all the time. Black, white, red, black, white, red. But here, look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you see 28, 36, 44, 50, and then over the page, you have like these regulars. So they do a Q&A regularly. They do 10 commandments from a particular star, and then they have different reviews. And so you want to give a sense. I know you only have to do 1 page, you don't have to do a double page like that, but I certainly think I wouldn't buy an article which is only a magazine which is only 8 pages long. I'd want other reviews. I think stick with your color scheme for now because I like it, and I like the layout and design. I like what you're doing in the circles. There's lots of cool things I like about this. But like I said, she needs to be bigger. She needs to dominate this half of the page and be looking down to the other articles on the other side and give me a list of features and just boil still some ideas. Okay. Right. So what I'm going to do is stop that.